Good afternoon, people. Is it rolling? It's rolling. We're going. Happy 2020 fucking 6, people. The time is, it's almost 3 o'clock, okay? It is the 14th of January. It's 2 weeks into the new year, and a potty is out. So I want to first of all come on here and obviously say Happy New Year. Hopefully you all had yourself a delightful Christmas and a nice New Year. It's funny, the evolution of Christmas as New Year's as you get older. Obviously, when you're younger, usually the main thing about Christmas is kind of like presents. And again, luckily I was in a great spot when I was a kid to get presents, and I'm very, very grateful for that. New Year's is a bit of a different one. New Year's when you're younger, it was like, ooh, can I stay up till the countdown, Mum and Dad? And they're like, fine. And it'd be like one of the days up in the year where you'd stay up to like 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. sorry. Then you go through like the party phase when you're like 15 to, I don't know, 20 whatever. It's very relative to you, where you stay up for the countdown, but not necessarily everyone stays up for the countdown, don't get me wrong. I stayed up for the countdown. I just stayed up till 3 a.m. playing fucking games. Pictionary, to be quite precise. Yes, I did win. But when you're in, at least in university for me, it was very much like a monumental evening of the year where New Year's Eve would be like a very fucking special night. And when I say that, it would be the fact that the club you'd go to in first year uni, the price would be double the tickets. And quite frankly, without fail, the best part of the night was always pre-drinks. I'm just saying. I've always been a card game lover. I've always been a board game lover. That's why I enjoyed pre-drinks, quite frankly. So yeah, that was a bit of a tangent already off the fucking gate. How are we all doing? I believe this is episode 8 now. So yeah, we're just going to keep on churning these out this year. Obviously, if you follow me over on Instagram, or TikTok, or fucking YouTube Reels, I've been a bit on it with content recently. I've been on my content grind. I've been enjoying making content again. I made a fucking skit today for the first time in a while. I'm not very, very confident when it comes to skits. I would say I'm quite confident when it comes to spitting absolute fucking knowledge. But when it comes to like making content, like actual like content which is meant to be funny / educational, I made one today where someone was doing some work and they got a call from a nan about, I'll come over for your roast dinner, nan, but obviously they were in a fat loss phase and we don't know how to approach it. So that was quite funny. So yeah, I've been enjoying my content grind recently, I have to say. It's been good fun. And if you've been on the gram, you've probably seen a good bit being churned out. I think I've posted every day so far. And obviously I've got YouTube back in action. I'm going to be trying to do that weekly. So obviously this is a tricky one because I'd love to try and do this weekly, but I do fear I'd have to introduce that of some sort of series of something which I can kind of hone back in every week. However, this is, not going to lie, people, this is straight off the tongue. This is straight off the back. I've got a few list of things I'm talking about, but this is just me fucking yapping. Usually, obviously, I'm in the car, but today I'm in my back garden because I was like, you know what? I've just filmed a big batch of content to bulk edit tomorrow. And I was like, you know what? I've got a good little 25-minute gap, half an hour gap here. So I hope you know, whoever's listening to this, if you're driving, if you're doing your gym session, I've missed out on my afternoon decaf coffee to be speaking in your ears right now. I hope you know that. So yeah, first of all, I want to hear back from you people. How are you doing? What are your New Year's goals? Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, I can tell I haven't filmed the podcast in a few weeks. What are your New Year goals? Have you got any? Is it just the traditional? Like mine, again, I haven't actually got too many this year. I've got some like quotas as such, which I'd like to hit. But again, it's very much a like, not a want. And I think that's something which I take into account. Like a lot of, this is the thing I've struggled with before, and I've got myself into a trap, is I've tried so hard not to kind of fall on the hedonic treadmill of wanting more in every area of my life. Like more income, be bigger, more friends. Like I very much would rather just like adequate. And but then obviously that kind of eliminates drive and motivation, because it's like, well, what if I've kind of not settled, but if I've learned to be happy with the 5 close friends I've got, or be happy with just a standard income, like it's one of those things where what is kind of churning up that internal drive to get more. And I think it's good. Like, it's not a bad problem to have, don't get me wrong, but I think New Year's goals, like I said last episode, can be quite performative and not very functional. Like, everyone's like, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a millionaire in 2026. It's like, okay, we're going there. How are you going to do that? Are you going to figure out a system? Are you going to work back? Are you going to do some really unethical fucking scam? Like, like one of my big ones this year, and I just posted an Instagram video about it. Obviously, we spoke about it. I think it might have been in episode 4. Was to oxytocin max. See my family more. See my mates more. But in the time between that, I'm going to fucking just become an absolute master of my craft. I am a little bit of a workaholic at heart, and I fucking love my work. And I think that kind of lines up with ADHD a little bit. I do thrive in chaos. Like, when I think of myself at my cognitive prime, I do think of myself at university when I was doing coaching and really trying to grow coaching in my final year, and I was also trying to maintain friendships and maintain a business and do a dissertation, as well as trying to get fucking wham, because we're all trying to get fucking wham. And I do find I cognitively thrive in that perspective there. On the topic of getting wham, we're back in a bulk again. I believe this will be entering my 93rd week of bulking since I finished prep in 2023. It's been a while. And again, it's actually a really interesting reflection. And I remember hearing this when I was like 16, because I was a little 16-year-old shit, and I thought I knew it all. And I still think I know it all, quite frankly. But it's like that evolution of I feel like it's like a tri-yearly turnover rate of, I know it all. I've got it sorted out. And it's like, then you just get slapped by life. You know what I mean? Because when I was 16, I was like, yeah, surely there's not much more to learn. Then I got to 19, and there was more to learn. And then I got to 21, and there's more to learn. And now I'm 23, and there's more to learn. I feel like, again, not getting too deep on a random Wednesday afternoon, but potentially that could be what life is about. It's just the beauty of learning it. But yeah, I'm back in a surplus, which is fun. So if you watch my face progressively get fatter, it's good. I did do my first adductor exercise in a while yesterday, which was awesome. So we kind of figured out the chain of what's going on, and it all relates back to that of the I've got like a preset thing in my ankle from when I broke my leg. So my ankle really likes to kind of sit in eversion. So I really need to practice inverting my ankle, which will activate some kind of lateral calf muscle, which then calms down my IT band and therefore calms down my QL. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up now because I'm getting a little bit too into it. But effectively, I managed to train my adductor pain-free yesterday, and training is back to where it kind of wants to be, which I'm so happy with. And it is that kind of lesson you only learn when you're in it, is being injured makes you realise how much you actually really enjoy the gym. And I have changed up my training approach a little bit to kind of hopefully increase injury prevention. Like I feel like I have probably got to the point within my training career where I potentially can't be as reckless with loading stuff. And I say that within relativity, don't get me wrong, you're still going to see me sticking fucking good 7 or 8 plates on a glute drive, but I'm going to be paying a little bit more attention at the moment to maximising load across the muscle tissue and accuracy and execution. Every now and again I might chuck a little 4-7 in there, and I still do, don't get me wrong, but 4-7 with better execution. Because quite frankly, I think the generation of my issues were primarily from losing 15 kilos and getting a good bit stronger, because I was like, oh my god, I was fueled off fucking absolutely potent rocket fuel during my diet phase. So that probably what led to it. And then obviously I was in a recomp phase for about 4 or 5 months. Again, I did grow in that 4 or 5 months, just in very selected areas, but I'm glad to say I'm back in a surplus, and it feels good. Like, I was saying to someone the other day, there is just nothing like sitting at the bottom of a hack squat, my blood pressure twice where it should be, internal pressure through the fucking roof, and know I'm about to explode out the bottom, or knowing I'm maybe not getting that rep, or maybe I am. I don't know. And then you'll find me. Like, if you ever think about me in my happy place, it will be at the sticking point of a hack squat with neck veins flinging out, looking like a purple fucking, I don't know, Thanos looking ass. That's my happy place. that's my happy place. And I managed to do that yesterday, which was fucking great fun. So yeah, training's back to where it wants to be. And I am really happy with that. I'm still dealing with some stuff in my personal life, just navigating some stuff, you know what I mean? Again, some of the stuff which happened in 2025. Oh no, he's still rambling on about it. Shut up. Hey, I'm just trying to be honest with you guys, okay? It still obviously carries over a little bit into 2026, but it's been a really good year so far. We're 2 weeks in, okay? But it's been a really good year. Like, pre-prep's been called off, or prep's been called off, which as much as even with my adductor being fine now, my brain goes, ooh, you could prep. Ooh. I just don't think it kind of lines up with me. Don't get me wrong, I probably would diet still in summer and get pretty fucking lean by standard. That's just how I do things. But if anybody here listening has got like stage lean, like glutes in lean, it's not fun. Like, it's to the point where it's not even like your friends are looking at you going, oh mate, you look sick. It's more like people look at you go, oh, you look fucking ill. Like, you almost look like you should be on an IV drip. Also, if you're watching this on video, sorry audio listeners, put some respect on the socks. I got the Birkenstocks on with some fluffy socks on. So it's a big rookie error I'm doing at the moment. I'm constantly wearing really thick socks, whether it's because of my Raynaud's, I don't really know, or just because, quite frankly, I work from home and I can. But it quite frankly means that, first of all, I understand I say quite frankly a lot. I did that today in a lot of content stuff. But also it means that my feet are really toasty. Back onto the original point. Yeah, I just don't think prepping would be beneficial this year. Like, I can still do it if I wanted to, but like, I've got other things which are higher up my priority list at the moment, like sitting here in my back garden having a little yap instead of doing some steps. So yeah, shall I pull out the list, people? Shall I pull out the list of topics? We've had about 12 minutes of just me yapping on about my life, and I do have a little bit of a list I want to go through. I've got 3 things on my list which I want to talk about. Okay, we'll go through number 1. This is a good one, and I haven't really put too much thought to it because I want to kind of go through my thought process on here about it. Is, first of all, if I could have 3 people on a dream table, who would it be? Should I do 3 or should I do 5? Okay, we're going to do 3. I mean, if 5 come up, deal with it. I make the rules here. So first of all, it would have to be like a proper nice table. Like, I'm talking like a wooden oak table. I feel like as you get older as well, your appreciation for furniture goes up, just saying. Number 1, and I've said this on Instagram, I've said this on TikTok, it would be Ross Edgley. Now, I'm someone who, I do bodybuilding, yes, so you'd probably think that my aspirations are Sebum. Sebum's fucking sick. I think he's a very intellectually sound guy. I think he's got great awareness. And also, fucking Sebum, duh. But I don't think he'd be on my table. I think Ross Edgley would. Ross Edgley being, I don't know what you'd class him as, like just a freak of nature. He's an athlete who just does absurd challenges. And I could see myself in an alternate life doing stuff like he does. As I've said before on this podcast, for me, bodybuilding isn't necessarily about getting on a stage in some sparkly trunks. It's more about, okay, how hard can I fucking push myself to the limit? And I've always said that. I've never been one to step on stage and be like, yeah, I just felt like myself up there. I belonged there. No, never really kind of fit the shoe for me. It's always been, how hard can I fucking physically push myself to the limit? And that's stuff which Ross Edgley does. I mean, he swam around Great Britain. He swam around Iceland, which I went to in December, and being in Iceland and having driven the south coast of Iceland now, I understand that, okay, Iceland's not small to swim around. And let alone it's fucking, like, is it Arctic? Or the top of Iceland's in the Arctic Circle? But yeah, I think he's awesome. I've listened to loads of podcasts with him on. He's a sports scientist, which is obviously what I did at uni. But he really puts it in a fun manner. Instead of polarized training theory about improving VO2 maxes for a marathon runner, he's talking about fucking the actual interesting stuff, which I find. Sports psychology I quite enjoy, even though I got a fucking terrible grade at uni. which I do blame on the fact that it was a very irrational, what's the word? The word which describes how they grade it and stuff. It's not going to come to my head now because I'm thinking about it. But I did pretty bad at sports psychology. But like, he talks a lot about intrinsic motivation, extrinsic motivation, self-talk and stuff like that. And I think a lot of that applies in a day-to-day sense, like getting up in the morning early, really hard shit sets in the gym. Like, I've got some pretty horrible negative self-talk going on when you see me at the bottom of a hack squat. But he talks about he did a really, really long swim. Like, he swam for like 50 fucking something hours straight, which is absurd. And he said that the negative kind of self-talk thing doesn't work in that because it's so long. It's almost like positive self-talk kind of works because it has to kind of last a long amount of time and almost observing your thoughts. And that's something I did take away. He spoke about basically when he was doing this big swim. I think it was down the Yukon. Is it Canada? Oh, Yukon? I don't know. He was from down the river Yukon for like fucking 50-something hours. And he was thinking about thoughts like clouds. That being said, like, as someone who has many, many clouds in his head because my head is just constantly just spinning, he speaks about that, and it's like, okay, if you really learn to observe your thoughts as just clouds passing by in the mere weather system, you can probably be pretty just chilled and pretty median all the time, pretty neutralized. So yeah, like, I put Ross Edgley on there. I think he's a really cool guy, and I think he's actually from around here. I'll try and get a collab with him. Ross, if you're listening. Ross is not listening. But yeah, I think Ross is really cool. So that would be number 1 on the table. Number 2 on the table, I think it would have to be, I quite enjoy a Jimmy Carr. And yes, a lot of these are based on podcasts which I've listened to, because obviously you've got celebrities who you think are fucking cool, and I've listened to a good few of them on podcasts. I think Jimmy Carr is fucking epic. I think he's got a really cool outlook on life when it comes to just everything. I think I heard him say a quote once, which is, the meaning of life is just to merely enjoy the passage of time, and doing it by whatever means. And I think he spoke about being in a flow state for as long as you physically can be. And I think that's a fucking cool idea. Just trying to be in a flow state for as long as you can be. When am I in a flow state? Something I've standardized. Every single morning, I'll sit there, drinking my creatine, doing a Wordle. I'm in the flowest of flow states then. I'm just saying. Happy place again. If you were to put me in a happy place, it would be number 1, in the sticking point of a hack squat. Number 2, doing my Wordle at 6:30 in the morning. I'm just saying. Okay? But yeah, Jimmy Carr's got some really, really cool... I must go see him live, I have to say. I assume he's doing a tour. I feel like comedians always tour. But some great ones. I've listened to him on Modern Wisdom, Diary of a CEO, an early episode it was. Yeah, Jimmy Carr's awesome, man. And he's a comedian, so he's fucking hilarious as well. Quick and witty, maybe the 2 words. Okay, number 3. I thought of another one, which this is a bit of a funky one, because, again, listen to him on a podcast. Forrest Galante. Now, you're probably thinking, who the fuck is Forrest Galante? Forrest Galante. Now, I don't know what his proper role would be, but he basically finds extinct species. And there's a Joe Rogan podcast, I believe it's 2 or 3 now, where he basically talks about being in the Amazon and trying to find these fucking different animals and stuff like that. And I think they found a tortoise once, and it's the only one left. There's only like one in the world, of what they think. But I think he's just got some epic stories. You know what I mean? Like, having somebody whose whole job is to, quite frankly, again, said it again, stop saying quite frankly, Drew. You can tell I'm in my own head today, man. Haven't done this in a second. I need to do this more often, people. Yeah, he basically goes and finds extinct animals, and just getting cool stories about that would be epic. He's been on Joe Rogan. I don't know if he's been on Modern Wisdom, just 2 of the biggest podcasts. Probably been on Modern Wisdom. So yeah, I'd get him on the team. So that's 3. Can I think of any others which I'm like, yeah, they come to mind? I mean, all of these have been podcast guests I've listened to. Can I think of any others off the top of my head? Except from the close people in the world who I'd know anyway. I probably couldn't say. Yeah, we'll keep it at 3 for the moment. Maybe put Adam Sandler on there. Maybe he's got some good stuff to say. But again, I've never heard him on a podcast. I think he potentially went on Joe Rogan. No, maybe a bit of John Cena. Yeah, call it 4 and 5, Adam Sandler, John Cena. That'll do. So yeah, imagine sitting around that table just with, I don't know, a poker set, a Monopoly game. I bet that'd be a class Monopoly game. That'd be a great Monopoly game. Sweet. Yeah. We'll go for the top 3 being Ross Edgley, Jimmy Carr, Forrest Galante, Adam Sandler, and John Cena. I have to say, John Cena retired the other day, and I haven't watched WWE since I was 9. But can I tell you, my social media was flooded with that one song. I believe it's called Invincible. And I did put it on a top set the other day in the gym for weighted dips. No shame. No shame. I did have another thing I wanted to have a little yap about. Yeah. I want to talk about being as chalant as fucking possible. I spoke about this on YouTube as well. I think something which has been very normalised in 2026 now is being so nonchalant. Like, I'm sat here with a microphone in my back garden with a laptop. I want to be the most chalant person going. Chalant being, I want to be intentional. Like, I think it's become embarrassing to try, and I don't understand why. Like, I've been trying on socials for the last fucking 7 years, I think it's been. I started posting in 2017, I believe it was 6 years ago. I've been chalant for 6 years. And I've come to the point where I love this game. I love this game. Patrice Evra, insert right there. But I think it's really important. And again, listener, if you want to take anything from this podcast, that's what I'd recommend taking is if you really want to do something, just don't try and act like you're doing it under the radar. Make people know that you're fucking doing it. People are going to ask you about it. It's going to be awkward. Like, people even, like, I still to this day, I don't really know how to take a compliment, don't get me wrong, and I've been trying to get better at it. Like, I've been training for 8 years, and when someone says, "Oh, you've got big arms," I'm kind of like, "Ooh, stop it!" Like, I'm a bit shy. Like, but I've been trying to get better. I've just been like, "Oh, thank you, I appreciate that." Because I don't know why. Fucking hell. Maybe that's something to bring up to my therapist and not to this podcast. But yeah, make 2026 the year of the chalant. I mean, social media is loud. Obviously, what I do is related to social media, so it's going to be louder than just walking about. But if you fucking clean cars for a living, scream to the top of the hills that you're the best at cleaning cars. You know what I mean? Because, quite frankly, you need to be your biggest supporter. And that's what I'm being for myself this year, is my biggest supporter. How cringy. Yeah. Be chalant, people. Maybe I should get that written on a fucking t-shirt. I just want to keep on growing, man. That doesn't mean fucking... I think when people say growing, I don't mean by social media followers. I quite frankly, genuinely, and I say this, I couldn't give a fuck about social media followers. Like, my intention is not to grow my socials to 100,000, 500,000, 1 million. That is not my aim. I stopped trying to do that in uni because I just realised I'd get to the end of that road and I wouldn't be satisfied and it wouldn't be fulfilling for me personally. And that's something I do still struggle with a little bit because I'm like, well, it's a bit of a harder metric to kind of determine. I kind of just want to bring a lot of value and have some meaningful conversations with people. And the fact I get to do that for work, mate, that's fucking awesome. So yeah, man. And I appreciate whoever it is listening here because you're sitting listening to me on a random on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, just yapping in his back garden, spreading his thoughts. I will try and bring these podcasts out more frequently, and I will try and come up with a list of topics I can go through, which isn't as series-esque because I do like to voice my opinions, and I do like to share my opinions and hear other people's opinions. I think it's just that thing of, I mean, first of all, my work's been crazy and I'm so fucking grateful for it. And I just, the coaching industry has got such shit standards that I just refuse to drop to them. So yeah, like, it's one of those things I've been really putting my heart and soul into that. Got a few lads prepping this year, so I've been fucking looking up some things with that. I mean, a prep is relatively quite simple. I think a lot of people overcomplicate a prep. It's just fat loss with fatigue management and then a peak week at the end. That's really all it is. So yeah, like, it's one of those things where it's going to be a good year. I can feel it. It's started off with a great start. I've been getting up earlier. I've been getting up a lot earlier. I've been waking up about 5:45, 6-ish. The reason why being is that I realise I quite enjoy a little bit of silence before my day starts. Again, I think before, like at the moment I start work at 7, okay, and I finish work at fucking God knows 8 or whatever. But it's with a gym session in there. So again, I don't know what you'd class that. Is the gym my work? I couldn't tell you. But one thing I've been doing is obviously waking up in the morning. Before I have a shower, I just stick a fucking hat on and go for a walk around the block. Just get up and get out straight away. And I just ponder, mate. I have a little ponder. It's fucking dark as well, like pitch dark. Nobody's outside. And I get in, I have a nice shower, I then get my creatine and I do my Wordle. And I sit there with some, what's his name? Oh, I'm going to pull up his fucking song. I've got a playlist. And if you want the playlist, you must drop me a message. Daniel Cesar, that's his name. I made a little morning coffee playlist just to play whilst I do my Wordle, I drink my creatine, and I'm about to make my coffee. And honestly, it's a beautiful little morning routine. And then when it starts approaching 7 o'clock, I'll go on my laptop, start clearing my WhatsApp. Again, I try not to time myself at the moment down to like a 7 o'clock on the dot start. Like if I want to go on my fucking WhatsApp before 7 and just start clearing, I will, because again, it's one of those things where I like talking to people. The people I coach, I enjoy coaching. I like having conversations with them. So it's like, so half of it's just like messaging a mate, unless obviously it's got a serious undertone to it. So yeah, man, that's been working well. And I am a bit more tired, but again, I've been enjoying a little bit of the solitude in the morning before everyone's awake. I just find I take a second to defrost when I wake up. I don't know what that is. Genetic, tism, maybe. Fuck knows, you know what I mean? Right, people, we are 26 minutes into the podcast, or 27 minutes. Almost. I'm going to leave it there, because I'm going to go eat my Cocoa Pops and go train delts, push and arms. What a fucking session. Of course I programmed it on a Wednesday, just so I could... it can carry me over from Wednesday, which is somewhat of a hump day of the week. I say that. I work on weekends as well. So, fuck knows at this point. But we got some topics done. We're going to go through some more. Again, it is highly appreciated if you've got any topics or even situations you want to submit anonymously, and I can give my point of views and stuff. But I am going to try and get these out more often. Maybe bi-weekly we'll look at, okay? My camera's on 23% as well. So, I'm going to love you, leave you all. Hope you had a blessed new year. Let's smash it. It's going to be a fucking good one. And remember, be as chalant as you physically fucking can. Have a good day.